What's good, Commanders fans? Quick video here. We're gonna do stock up, stock down, or quick studs and duds here, and then I'm gonna do two cut predictions because I know the cut down date. I think it's Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. We're at 85, so it's gonna go down or something. I gotta do my research on that, but I know they gotta do cuts like every week. So stock up for me is Brian Robinson. We'll touch on him real quick. He had another good game. I mean, he's just consistent, man. The guy does not lose yards. That's one thing. He will never go backwards. He's a north and south runner. He's a tough runner, tough as nails. So looking at some of the statistics here, this is from Warren Sharp. He said, Brian Robinson, 14 attempts with 4.1 yards per carry, a 57% success rate, and 3.7 yards per yards after contact. So after contact, he's getting 3 yards. So somebody's touching him, he's hitting him, bouncing off guys, running through guys. He's just a tough runner. Compared to Antonio Gibson, 6 attempts this preseason, 0.8 yards per carry, 17% success rate, and 1 yard after contact, and a fumble. And Brian Robinson has no fumbles, and he has a touchdown as well. So Brian Robinson, man, he's at 8 carries at the Chiefs, each resulted in either a run of at least 5 yards or a first down. He's super physical. This is from All Galdi. He's a physical runner, runs and falls forward, and does not fumble. So he's clearly got the running back one spot. He's going to start on Sunday against the Jaguars. He's going to start. I don't know if he's going to play next week against the Ravens. We'll see. But he's running back one. It is what it is on that part. He's just, and from whatever, all the media's been saying that he's been the better running back at camp. And like I said, I went to that open practice, and he was the best running back there. He just clearly was. It was, I'm not going to say by far, but he clearly was. He was the most, noticeable runner. Every time he got the football, he made something happen. And he's just running hard, running strong, running hard, like just running mean and angry, like somebody stole something from him. Cam Sims stock all the way up. I really like we really got to give him more opportunities. And Carson Wentz likes big targets, big receivers, a la Alshon Jeffrey. Not saying he's Alshon Jeffrey or anything like that, but Cam Sims, he's a big target, man. I want to see him be utilizing his offense more. I mean, I know there's people in my comments there's a Cam Sims fan base. Ever since that Jets preseason game where he had like 2 or 3 touchdowns in that preseason game, there's a whole Cam Sims fan club, and he deserves touches. This guy, he does what you ask him to do. If you want him to be a gunner on special teams, he'll do it. If you want him to block, he'll do it. He's physical. Sometimes he does drop the football, but he had that big catch against the Steelers 2 seasons ago now. He's made some big plays for this franchise. And his story being an undrafted free agent out of Alabama, being overlooked by the other receivers that are on that roster, he's made a solid career for himself so far. Not big numbers or flashy numbers, but he needs more targets. And that him getting hurt, being set up a little bit by Taylor Heineke and coming back in and then catching a touchdown pass, then he had a nice catch before that for a first down and more. So I'm a Cam Sims fan. I really am. I want to see this guy do well. I want to see him be successful. I remember Steven Sims made the roster over him one time, and then he ended up making the roster and played better than Cam Sims that year in 2020. So played better than Steven Sims that year in 2020. So I want to see more opportunities for Cam Sims. I really do. Taylor Heineke as a backup, his stock has gone up. I think he just had to put himself back on notice and make people realize that he's quarterback number 2 for now. We'll see what happens with Sam. I thought Sam Howell played good for the most part, except for the interception and the batted down passes. But Heineke looked under control. The offense looked like what it's supposed to be. And this is what I said in my last video. Like last year, Heineke looked better than Fitz in preseason because he knows the offense. He's just more comfortable, and he can improvise and make things happen. And it was a 2-minute drill. So Scott Turner, he's a better play caller in 2 minutes, under 2 minutes, to be honest, when it's like hurry up and they're trying to get the ball downfield. And it's kind of prevent defense a little bit, if you will. I'm not going to say it was prevent, but they were, kind of trying to protect the end zone. But I'm not going to take anything from Taylor Heineke at all. He looked good, man. He did. He looked really good. The passes to Antonio Gibson, the passes to Cam Sims. I thought he did a darn good job. The pass to Jahan Dotson, he hit guys when they were open. He just took what the defense gave him. I thought he did a solid job. So he's QB2 for now. Like I said, we'll see what happens with Sam Howell this year and next year. But he's good to have. He's one of the best backups in the game right now. He's better than Chad Henne and Chase Daniel. He's better than those guys. He just is. He's better than those guys. So Antonio Gibson, his stock went up in my opinion as a weapon, as a receiver. If they use him correctly, like a Cordarrelle Patterson, somewhat Alvin Kamara, he can still be impactful. That's the way they have to use him. That's the way he was used at Memphis. He's not an every down running back. I think they're realizing that now. And he looked good catching the football. He can be a weapon. He can get a mismatch against a linebacker or a safety. You got to utilize him. as a receiver. He played receiver in college. Use him that way. So that's on Scott Turner. We have a lot of weapons. You got to use them correctly. So his stock went up, in my opinion, in that aspect of the game. Now, defensively, F.A. Obata, I like the SWAT down. Shaka Toney, this guy can pass rush, man. He's the most explosive backup pass rusher that we have. Coming off the edge, man, that third down sack was really good. Then he had a half a sack with the guy from Michigan State, Jacob Panuski. I keep mispronouncing his name, and he had that nice sack against Seattle, against Russell Wilson that sealed the game last year. So this guy, he needs more opportunities, man. He can really pass rush out of Penn State. He can really pass rush. The tight ends, Eli Wolf and Armani Rogers, I thought they did a good job with other guys being out. I think their stock went up. Eli Wolf, for sure, I like that signing, even though he hasn't played an NFL snap. On this roster, you never know. He might have to play a couple snaps this year, the way things are looking right now. Armani Rogers looked fluid again, so I like what he did. He only had one catch, but I like what he did. Of course, I like Jahan Dotson, what he did, but, you know, it wasn't too crazy, but he made some catches. So I'm not going to say his stock went up. He is where he is, where Jahan Dotson, I think he's going to be wide receiver number 2. Or I said F.O. Obata. So let's move on to stock down. Jack Del Rio is going to start off with stock down. Today wasn't all his fault, but, you know, your reputation is terrible, so you don't get much. You know, I mean, the third downs, the wide open guys in the middle of the zone, Travis Kelce being wide open, you know, the pad, Cam Curl getting beat, or, you know, just playing soft coverage on 3rd and 3 against Pat Mahomes. 3rd and 10, you can do an all-out blitz and allow him to get a big pass on Cameron Curl. So Jack Del Rio, I mean, he's got to get it together. 6 for 6, Pat Mahomes 5 for 5. And then you look at his numbers. I know it's Pat Mahomes, so you know he's an MVP candidate every single year. 12 for 19, 162 yards. Then he lets Shane Boucher, the first team defense, let Shane Boucher come in there and run for freaking 25 yards. It was ridiculous. He had a 13-yard run, which felt like it was a 35-yard run, really. So stock down for Jack Del Rio, man. He's got to be better, man. It is what it is on that. He could be on the hot seat. The way these first 2 games, the first 3 games shake out, really first 4 shake out. Really the first 2, I'll say that. Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff, if they let them go off, and no disrespect to those guys, but if they let them go off, man, you already fired Sam Mills, you know, so somebody else, you know, is definitely on the hot seat. So stock down is just a whole kick return team, just awful. No juice, no punch, no nothing. They take the ball out at the wrong time. Alex Erickson got lucky with a face mask. They don't know when to take the ball out, when to just take a knee. They just don't know. I see why Ron Rivera's pissed off. The Cowboys returner, he's a third-string guy. If they cut him, they need to poach him and sign him. Seriously. Forgot his name. Danny Johnson got cooked again. Stock down again for him. Channing Stribling, he is my cut prediction. Stock down for him. Third down on the third string. He got picked on a couple times towards the end of the game in the 4th quarter. So he's my cut prediction. Cam Curl, I'm not going to say stock down, but he did get beat a couple times, and he didn't play well against the Panthers. Stock down for me. Again, last guy is Kelvin Harmon. Nothing against him, but I didn't even see him really play like that. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. I saw him out there on the field, but he didn't get any targets. That's not his fault, but that's my cut prediction again. I know it's 5 cuts. I know a lot of people are going to disagree and be upset because a lot of people love Kelvin Harmon, but he's not making this roster. I think Alex Erickson is going to make the roster. I like him a lot. I think he's done some really good things, and I love that read option play they did with Alex Erickson too. So I have Kelvin Harmon being cut, man. I do. That's my prediction. I was correct last year when Steve Sims got cut. I was correct last week when Devontae Bosby. I'm not tooting my own horn, but Devontae Bosby, I was like, yeah, he's going to get cut, or his stock was down. He got released. So that's my stock up and stock down for this week. So Taylor Heineke, Cam Sims, man, they look good. I want to see more in the game against the Ravens. All right, you guys. Hail to Commanders. Peace.